We get another update from TMZ regarding the Dave situation in the case. Every time we do one of these videos, I always gotta start it off by saying rest in peace to Celeste. This is like I told you guys in the first video we ever made about this. Like, as shocked as I was when I heard the YNW Melly case, which Melly's still going to trial for, we don't know if he did it. But when I first heard that and I saw the evidence of like the bullets going out of the vehicle instead of coming in, but they were saying a drive-by happened. They dropped off the friends at the hospital, but Melly was nowhere to be found. The story just sounded scary. And all I kept thinking about was all them times that Melly talked about Melvin. And I'm like, yo, this shit is just super sick. This one, I never thought nothing can get sicker than smoking your two friends in the vehicle. Nah, we found a story that got sicker than the YNW Melly story, brother. We gotta do better. David's friends said that they thought Celeste was his girlfriend. Shocked she was 14. And at first, I saw this, I'm like, bro, look at her face. Her face, she looks like a kid. But then I do have to remember that David's 20 years old. He just turned 20 years old, I believe, this year. I'm assuming when he was with her, he was around like 17, 16. Maybe they just thought she looked young for her age. I'm not trying to, no, because when he was 17, 16, she was a fetus. Yeah, nah, brother, I don't know. Y'all gotta do better as friends. I would've started asking questions like, yo, homie brought his little sister out with us? Like, I didn't know he had a Mexican cousin. Like, why she look mad young? I would've started asking questions. Let's hear a little bit more of what TMZ got from the friends. Friends who partied with and knew the singer David were under the impression Celeste Rivas was his girlfriend and were shocked when it comes out that Celeste was only 14. Again, I know a lot of people have been getting confused because they're saying that this dude was so sick. I don't know if this is evidence. Again, we haven't heard from the defense yet. I'm dying to hear how they're gonna defend this. But we're hearing there was two Celeste. There was the Celeste Rivas, which we're seeing here, that was found in the vehicle, but there was also the Celeste that we saw the day that was at the arcade with him. If you guys remember, that girl's name allegedly was Celeste as well, or she was going by Celeste. And I guess David was acting like that was his girlfriend as well, because she was over, I think she was over age, like she was his age, I believe, or right around like 20 or 21.
Yeah, that's it, water. This ain't water. This ain't water. This ain't water. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
And I don't know if he was doing it to confuse people, bro. I've never met a person in my all years of living named Celeste. Now, the fact that you got two girls named Celeste, both in the same city, nah, something seems weird to me. That's not a common name, or at least in all the states I've lived in, I've never heard the name Celeste being a common name. To the fact that you met two of them and you're messing with both of them, nah, that shit seems weird. Shocked when the news came out, she was only 14. Sources who partied in LA music scene tell TMZ they saw David and Celeste at parties and hanging out. At hangouts, it appeared to them that they were a couple. We're told some of them were under the impression she was a student at USC. Oh, that's the University of South California, I believe. I don't know, but I believe the Trojans, right? The friends believe Celeste was around 19 years old and presented herself as such, which I can see her lying her age and everything and having, oh, look right here, the next paragraph, fake IDs. She had multiple fake IDs, which allowed her to pass herself off as an adult. How did she get money? Wasn't she a kid? Wasn't she a runaway? She wasn't even talking to her family. How was she getting bread? Was David paying for his underage girlfriend's fake IDs? Because that's so, that gotta be a charge. That's even extra crazy. Like, that shit gotta be a felony. You're buying a minor fake IDs. I remember when I was young, I once saw Superbad and I was like, yo, that's hilarious. I kind of want a fake ID. I saw how much them shits was running in my city. And at the time I was making like $7.50 minimum wage, $7.25. Actually, no, I wasn't even working yet. I was selling t-shirts. I was literally selling t-shirts out of my trunk. And I was like, yeah, I gotta use this shit as re-up money for more t-shirts. I can't buy a fake ID. So the fact that Shorty didn't have one, but had multiple fake IDs is kind of crazy. People who are now buzzing about what they saw tell TMZ one of the reasons they thought she was over 18 was because she was hanging out in places that had age restrictions. All right, I'm not gonna lie, that would have got me. As much as I want to keep throwing the friends under the bus and talking shit, and David's weird jacket that got speakers on it, I just noticed that right now. That's kind of crazy. But I feel like if you're in a scene and the girl looks young, but we're 19, because I'm assuming David's friends, if he was 19, 20, I'm assuming the friends were anywhere from like 17, 18, 19, 20. And they said actually age restriction, so let's go 18, 19, 20, and she's in here with me, I'd probably be like, oh, so Shorty just is probably 18 and just looks mad young. That's what I would have thought. All right, I'm gonna give the friends, I'm not trying to hit them with bail or anything, but if we're inside of a place that's 18 plus and Celeste is there with us, because they didn't say they're his childhood friend. They said they chilled with him at hangouts and at LA parties. So if every time I meet David, so we're at an 18 plus party and Celeste is in here as well, probably would, my spidey senses probably would have calmed down a little bit. Another thing we're told is that David's contemporaries who were at these parties and hangouts were shocked that there was remote connection between David and Celeste's death, something that was not been established as far as we know, because his demeanor was super shy, soft-spoken, and gentle. Again, that's what I always thought, bro. I seen pictures of homie with a Hello Kitty, like blue wig and like a Naturo, what's the show when the kids run with their arms behind their back down hallways and shit? Naruto, with a Naruto like robe on or something. I don't know, it's just, I looked at him and I'm like, oh, this nigga's soft. That's what I'm telling you. Yo, people always think that I'm crazy, because I always say, I ain't even trying to, Let me think about this before I even say it, because I'm not trying to diss nobody. But all I'm saying is when niggas see nerds, people watching anime, they're like, oh, I could slap the shit out of him. This nigga's soft. No, some of them niggas got Michael Myers strength. Some of those kids that don't talk in the class and are just shy and all weird and crazy and wear the same black hoodie with the key lanyards around their neck, stay away from them at all times. They Vans, old schools, look like they walked from hell and back, and them shoes are only 40. Why won't he wear another pair? That nigga will pick you up and throw you through a wall. He'll run through the wall after like Juggernaut from X-Men and pick your ass up and beat you again. Pause. I'm just saying, sometimes these shy-spoken niggas are the craziest ones. Are the craziest. As we reported, law enforcement says Celeste ran away multiple times and came from a troubled home. Before law enforcement identified Celeste as the victim found in David's Tesla trunk, her mom told TMZ she has been dating someone named David. That was the shit that made all our antennas go up originally. Like, cause she was in the car and I didn't know who homie was, and then I heard his music. I'm like, all right, word. Like, he sounds like a soft version, like a watered version of acquaintances. Cause yeah, X was doing all like that soft music, and we seen X beat people like drums. So I already knew X was insane from day one. When I saw X from day one, that was my guy from day numero uno. Look at me, suck on me. Like before that, Ice Hotel, all that. I knew this nigga right here, Space Ghost Perp. Like, nah, I knew this man right here will put hands and feet on somebody. I seen him do it. AR Ad Voice, I seen him do it.
A reckless anthem. When he said I killed the nigga and I did that, I seen him do it.
David never gave me that vibe. David gave me the vibe that I'll slap him in the back of the head and tell a nigga to roll up. Man, shut up, nigga, go roll up.
We have some new information connected to this case of the girl who was found dead in the back of singer David's Tesla.
Celeste Rivas, the 15-year-old.
And everything we're seeing, and we know law enforcement is currently working on this, is that pattern of running away was a real signal to law enforcement, that something they're looking at, that she came from what they're calling a troubled home.
Right, and we have information about how many times she missing in early 2024, and it definitely paints a picture of someone who was clearly, for whatever reasons, trying to get away from her home. We know that in early 2024, in January, she went missing.
The cops found her in Hollywood, which is interesting because David now is living in Hollywood, home where she lives in Lake Elsinore with her family. That's 70 miles from...
That's what I'm saying. Hold on. Was she in a troubled situation at home? I'm not saying she was or wasn't. I don't know her home situation. I don't know if the girl was abused. I really want to add anything to the story until it's confirmed. Just here thinking it out with you guys. But was she running away because she was trying to get away from her family like they're saying now? Or was she running away because she fell in love at a super young age with a popular singer and she's seen how famous this dude is? Because he said it right there. They found her where? In Hollywood. They didn't find her in Arizona or Nevada or some shit, or in Anaheim, somewhere far away from David. No, they found her still close to where he lives now in Hollywood. I'm assuming he was probably renting or still staying around Los Angeles when she got found in 2024. It's just a bit weird to me, because when I was young, bro, you would date a girl and be like, oh, I love this girl, I'm gonna be with her for the rest of my life. Next year, you can't even look at her, or she can't even look at you by 3 weeks. It's just, young, and what do they call it, puppy love? Is it really her home, or was she thinking that, David was her future, she loved David, and she wanted to be with him, and that's why she kept running away, because she didn't live in Los Angeles?
Down Los Angeles, quite a ways.
Yes, and so she was time, but then went missing again, and at least 2 more times went missing that spring into summer, and as we now know, when her family lost contact with her in May of 2024, that's the last time her mother, we know that because we spoke to her mother last week.
Ultimately led them to identify her because she had told us that she had a boyfriend named David, and also this tattoo, and it helped, I think, authorities identify Celeste. Now, we are told at least twice law enforcement in Riverside County got involved in trying to track Celeste down. And as a matter of fact, Evan, her sister in the neighborhood at one point looking
No,
for
totally. I think there's been a lot of criticism, at least online, at the family of like why they didn't do anything, why they didn't look for her. But in this instance, I spoke to a owner of a liquor store that's down the street from where Celeste was living in Lake Elsinore. He knew a lot of the kids in the neighborhood, including Celeste and her family, because the bus stop for school was right in front of his liquor store. He said last March 19th, Celeste's sister actually came into his liquor store.
a year ago, Mark.
This is March 2024.
Right. So came into his liquor store looking for her because she had gone missing, and asked if he could look at his surveillance cameras to see if he saw her leaving. Saw her at 7 a.m. walking and then running across the street and getting into a car. It was too far, so he couldn't tell what model of the car it was or who was in the car, but he knew Celeste, and he knew that that was her that was leaving. So this was one of the times that she had ran away.
And so
And I think I actually seen that video where he talks about she used to go there and buy chips and drinks and everything. He also said he used to see her when she was on her way to school. Maybe he thought that because it was 7 a.m. Because the first thing that came to me was like, didn't she run away? How the hell was she still going to school? Wasn't she missing? There's no way she was going to school. I just think like what they said now makes a lot more sense. That's where the kids used to go in the morning, grab snacks and shit, and then go on their way to school. So I guess he probably just saw an underage girl coming in the morning, super early, 7 a.m. and grabbing chips and drinks at 7 a.m. is crazy. David, if you have anything to do with this, you deserve hell. Like, terrible diet while the girl was alive. This dude is just the worst human being possible. Again, this is just what I'm getting from the evidence that we've been seeing online. I want to keep saying this because I don't want no crazy ass defense to come out and then it's like, oh, egg on our face, he had nothing to do with this. I'm just saying, everybody was pointing the finger quick at Diddy. Like, Diddy's gonna do his life, his kid's life, and his great-grandkid's life in jail. There's no way he's getting not guilty on that RICO. He got not guilty on both RICO. So that's what I'm just trying to avoid this time as well. Let's wait. Let's see the evidence as it develops. But I'm just telling you personally, as we're speaking together, is what we're seeing now. This dude was a menace. I knew he was a menace when I seen him in that blue wig. When I seen him in that blue wig.
One of the things we know, and this we know that law enforcement is looking at, is that how did Celeste kind of traverse Hollywood this way multiple times? She had numerous fake IDs.
Which would seem to track with the fact that she's going to events with David and going into nightclubs, things like that. You would have to be at the very least 18.
And she looks, I mean, they found her body a day before her 15th birthday. So she was 14.
Right.
And, but she looks older than 14. So it may be just that the appearance may have allowed her with these fake IDs.
Right.
By the way, this is in no way any horrific, you know, what happened to her. And the timeline of this becomes really, really important because she disappeared. And then the question is, when did she die? If she was killed, when was she killed? Right. And, you know, we know the body was badly decomposed.
Right. And remember, the body was discovered in the Tesla in that impound yard on September 8th.
No, I believe it was the 5th because it was over the weekend.
They discovered the body on Monday the 8th in the impound yard, but the car had been towed there on the 5th.
It had been abandoned for more than 3 days on a residential street in the Hollywood Hills near where David was staying.
So at some point that week before the 5th is when
but the question is
the body would have been placed in the car.
The question is when. Now, there is a video going around, and the video is a concert that David had
on August either 23rd or 24th in Silver Springs, Maryland.
Oh my God, yeah, this shit's been going super viral. I was actually gonna bring this up next perfectly. They just showed it now, so I don't even gotta go into it. But brother, who does that look like right there? Again, there's no confirmation that that is Celeste, but the internet is going wild saying that looks just like the girl named Celeste. We even see at one point, I hope they show it here, he goes, it looks like he points at that girl and does like a heart symbol. And another nasty thing was Celeste's body was found. She had a tube top on, a black tube top, which we see a black tube top here. Let me say, someone that sold clothes and is always into fashion, don't forget this channel started off just me unboxing streetwear. Girl has in her closet. Don't get me wrong. Like, every girl's gonna have a black tube top. Every girl has that, so we just can't look at a girl wearing a black tube top with curly hair like that gotta be her. But I'm not gonna lie to you, David, the heart pointing at her it's looking like that though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is looking like it's Celeste. It's just, yo, bro, this is crazy.
The video is going around online. People are looking at this because there's a woman in the balcony who David actually acknowledges at one point that some people think is Celeste. And the reason they're zeroing in on that is because it closes that it would, if it were her, close the window of time dramatically for when she was killed. It would be sometime between the 24th and September, 3rd, 4th, or 5th.
Like, yo, the hair, I don't know, bro. You guys let me know down below what you think. Do you think that is Celeste that was at the concert? And like he said, the reason that this is so important is because they're trying to find out when she actually died. The internet detectives really, because again, I believe the autopsy will come out and that will give at least an estimate. But if you know for sure this is her, that gives us a great window of time of when to know, because remember, her body was, remember, she was missing since 2024, I believe, if we remember the post correctly. That's a huge gap. If we can bring that gap down and know that she was at this concert, then we know whatever happened around that time, like they're saying, from the 24th to, I think he said the 6th.
So when you look at the picture, there is a similarity, for sure.
There's a similarity.
And the other thing that is interesting is she's wearing a black tube top. That is what
the police said, or the medical examiner actually said.
She was wearing when they discovered her body in the Tesla. So, you know, there are similarities in this picture for sure, and there are people who believe that it's Celeste. Now, we have a source connected to the case who is saying that is not Celeste.
Right, and so if that is not Celeste, it really doesn't add any information as far as when she was killed. And at this point, we're, you know, still waiting for the police to give us some more information. We know that yesterday they did return Celeste's body to her family, which if they're doing that, that certainly means
they've completed their investigation.
They've done all the tests that they're going to do.
And I will say this, a lot of people are wondering how, you know, body be this badly decomposed, especially if it was a short period of time.
Right.
Because the thing everybody's wondering is, how does a body end up in his Tesla, where it's just parked on a residential street that's fairly busy and traffic?
As far as the decomposition, it doesn't have to be necessarily a very long time that the body was in there, because
it was very hot in L.A.
And it's sitting in the trunk of a black car here in Los Angeles.
For more than 3 days.
Right.
At least more than, it could have been longer than that.
Right.
But we know it was more than 3 days. And so, you know, the court examiner usually quiet in this case.
Yeah.
And we have covered many, many cases with LAPD over 20 years, and do hold their cards close to the vest. There's wiggle room there. People talk. Nobody is
talking this time.
Nobody is talking. And it's just really unusual how they're playing this case.
Yeah, definitely.
They have not said yet. They certainly haven't announced it publicly. That doesn't mean they don't have one.
But they're not sharing. And it's almost like they want to make sure they have all their I's dotted and the T's crossed, and they're not sharing any.
Or they don't know.
Or they don't know anything at all yet, which with all the
there are some.
I wish they would have shared. Oh, right here. David's case source, not Celeste Rivas in the viral. All right, so I found that they speak a bit more about their source, because I want to know how the source knows that it wasn't Celeste, and then if it isn't, who is it? Just another girl? That's what I was telling you guys. We can't say it is for sure, just because again she had curly hair and a black tube top. I feel like that's a very common getup. Yeah, like you see right there, you see he's still singing and shit, and they're pointing the little arrow right there so you can know for sure who she is. Can they not investigate who that is standing right next to her? Like, can they not question him? Who is the person that you were standing right by? Because they're turning up. They're on like, you know, like the friends and family riser. That's like considered again backstage sort of. How do we not know who she is? Who's that? Who's the guy then? Find out who the guy is and ask him. Who was the girl that he was with that night? Was it Celeste? Was it somebody else? Was that his date? Because this all ties back to like that other time when we saw David's brother walking backstage, and then you see the girl with the pink pants and she's walking, and people are saying that that's Celeste as well. And she has on the Hello Kitty Crocs, the white Hello Kitty Crocs that they talk about on the missing person flyer. That said the last day that they saw her, she had Hello Kitty Crocs on. So that's another thing. But this girl right here, now the more I look at her too, like she does look older, unless if I'm tripping. You really can't even see her too well. I think I'm tripping, but let's see what the source said. The young woman in the balcony is not Celeste, according to a source connected to the case. A girl who looked a lot like Celeste was spotted at David's concert in late August, and if it is her, it would be a really close window of when she died. Check out the footage from the singer's August 23rd, August 24th concert in Silver Spring, Maryland. There's a girl watching from a balcony off to the side of the stage, and she resembles Celeste. Girl's hair looks similar to images we've seen of Celeste, and it's important to know she's wearing a black tube top, which is what police say Celeste was wearing when she was found dead in the Tesla trunk. It even highlights here the day of the show. The day of the show was August 23rd. David's sold out show in Silver Springs on, all right, that's kind of confusing. What, was the show canceled or moved? Because then over here it says on the 24th. Gen Z singer, songwriter, sold out the second night. Oh, he had 2 nights at the Fillmore, okay. The timing here is important. The concert was about 12 days before David's abandoned Tesla was towed from an area near his Hollywood Hills home. The car was towed September 5th and the body was discovered September 8th. When cops were called to Hollywood tow yard over reports of a foul scent coming from a Tesla. Police are still investigating Celeste's death. They don't know when she died, cause of her death. The cops have not said if they have a suspect. This is crazy. And this is another reason why I don't want to jump the gun so quick yet at David, because it's like, why is he not arrested? Is there no evidence? Is there no DNA? Is there no motive? Like, that's why I'm super confused. Wouldn't he still be arrested for being so connected to a missing girl? Not only a missing girl, an underage missing girl. So confused. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen. I feel like any day I'm gonna open my phone and it's gonna be an update, either very tragic about David or that he was arrested, or that he was vindicated, and it has like a crazy ass story that tells us what happened. Another reason why TMZ kept saying they know at least for sure she was there for 3 days within that inside that Tesla is because, remember, there was a lot of people that they asked that lived on that street that said they saw the Tesla moving just all around the neighborhood slowly throughout the day, and it was super hot in Los Angeles, so they believe that that was the reason that the body decomposed codes faster. Because as soon as we heard it, I'm like, all right, how long was the body in there for? That's the first thing that came to mind. Not putting together that, bro, it's August, September, maybe even July when she was put in that vehicle, and it's super hot. It's the summertime in Los Angeles in a black Tesla. Yeah, I could see that speeding up the process. Let's see if this video is the same one we just watched before we get out.
We have some new information.
Yeah, that's the same video we just watched right now, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. More information keeps breaking, I feel like, every second regarding this case with Celeste. Rest in peace, rest in peace. I hope justice is brought very soon to this. Let me know your thoughts down below. Sub to the channel. We're on that road to 20,000 subscribers. Any new information that you heard about this case that we might have missed, please let me know down below.